What's up guys, welcome back to the channel. It's been a couple days since we went to the track and I think it's time to go over the E46 and the issues that we kind of encountered while we were there. So we're going to be replacing some things. The first thing we'll probably try to replace is the exhaust hanger. I'll see if I replace it today just because I'm alone and I know the exhaust hangers are a bit difficult sometimes to replace. So we'll take a look at it anyways, and then I'm going to show you the other things where I found the leaks actually. So far I've found two leaks, one of them being the power steering reservoir. So if you see on the side, it's kind of all filled up with it. I believe it's the O-ring, so we're gonna try to replace the O-ring. I think it's from this side that it's like spewing out. We're gonna replace the O-ring in the power reservoir and hopefully that fixes this issue. I'm not sure if we'll really be able to see the results, just because the only reason I believe I saw it spewing out last time was because I was pushing up car at the track. So if I'm not pushing the car, it might not leak, but maybe we'll take it around and kind of drift around and try to see if there's anything spewing out afterwards. The next thing that we have to replace is the Vanos solenoid. Well, the connector, which I believe is what's leaking. I should have ordered the CO2, but I didn't. So we're just gonna replace the connector today and hopefully that fixes the issue. As far as the exhaust goes, you can kind of already tell here how loose it is because the hanger's broken. So let me show you where it's kind of broken. So right there, you can see that right here is not connecting. So the first thing I'm going to be replacing is going to be the power steering reservoir O-ring, since that's probably the easiest thing to do. And then we'll try to go either to the hanger or we'll do the Vanos solenoid. I know that for the solenoid, well for the solenoid connector, I believe you have to take out the fan and then you'll have space to take out the connector from under. So we'll definitely do the power steering reservoir first, and then we'll go ahead and probably do the Vanos solenoid. So here is the O-ring. I believe we got it from FCP Euro. We're gonna be removing the cap off first, and then we're gonna be replacing the O-ring. So it should be a pretty simple and easy job to do. So the cap is pretty damn tight. So I put a plastic bag under the alternator just in case. I don't know if the power steering fluid can get pressurized, but just in case, I definitely don't want anything to leak onto the alternator, so I just covered that just in case. Oh, there you go. So this is what the cap looks like. I'm gonna be honest, I don't think I even see the O-ring. It's definitely supposed to be here, but I definitely do not see an O-ring. This might work. Definitely do not try this at home. Alright. The O-ring was there, it just sat. It sits like inside at the bottom, so you like almost can't see it at all. Now we're gonna clean this up. Now we're gonna put the new O-ring back on. So they did say that when you put it back on, just to make sure that it doesn't end up twisted. So I guess you just gotta be careful with that. There you go. Alright, perfect. So now it's sitting at the bottom, doesn't seem to be twisted. So alright, let's clean the reservoir itself and then we'll put the cap back on. Everything looks good. Alright, should be good to go. We'll find out in a couple of days, most likely. Alright guys, so I just took the exhaust hanger off. So this is the old exhaust hanger. As you can see, this is where it ripped. It's all plastic at the bottom, so it makes sense why it kind of just rips there. But this is what the old one looks like, and this is the new one. So this is what the new one looks like. So I think it's a bit different. It's definitely not the same one, which is kind of good because I hope this one lasts a little bit longer. Still the plasticky cheap one, so I'm sure it'll break at some point, but so long as it lasts me for a good while, we're good to go. Alright guys, so we just finished the exhaust hanger and we just did the power steering reservoir. So now we're going to move on to the solenoid, and hopefully it's not too difficult, but let's see how long it takes us. Alright guys, so I finally got the connector out. The connector's actually down here somewhere. Probably can't see it too well, but it's the connector right here. That's the old one, and this is the new one. So I believe it is the connector that's leaking because this is what I removed, and this was covered in oil. as you can see, there's still kind of some left over in there. So yeah, it was covered in oil. So I'm pretty sure the connector itself is what was leaking. So that's why I got the new one here. So to remove it from the solenoid, you have to push on the metal and then pull it as hard as you can. I was kind of scared at first because I thought it would break or something, but you just, if it's as old as my car is, you really have to pull as hard as you can, and then it'll come off. And then this one is actually going to be on here like this, and so to remove it, you kind of just have to push on these. The way I did it is I pushed these two at the same time, and then I just kind of try to push it apart like that, and then it just kind of pulled apart. But yeah, that's pretty much it. It's not too difficult. So now I just have to I guess I have to add other things to this one, or to the cable itself, to the line, and then reconnect it. So we'll go from there. All right guys, so we got it out. This is the old connector. I was able to depin it. You could kind of see the oil in there a little bit. I don't know if it'll show, but there's some oil there. It's all around here as well. So essentially what you're doing is, this is basically what's inside the terminal. And if you look, there's like pins. You see, like right here, there's a pin that comes up, and then on the bottom as well. So basically what you want to do with the tool is have, when you insert it, you kind of want to wiggle it to where it goes in like this, and it goes flat, and it kind of pushes it down. If it's the perfect tool, if it's the perfect size like this is right here, it should be the correct thickness to where it pushes on the wall and it pushes on the pin as well at the same time, so you don't have to push down or anything. What I did is I did wiggle it a little bit from left to right, and that I feel like that helped a little bit, but overall it wasn't too difficult. I read that it shouldn't be too difficult. If it is difficult, then you probably have the wrong size pin. I had to use two different ones. So there's different pins. There's some that come in two, like this one, but none of them were really the correct thickness on this top side in order to fit in. So what I did is I used two different ones. This one comes with a lot of keys or pins, so I kind of put one in first, and then I put the other one in right after, pushed them together, and then with my other hand I kind of wiggled the wire out, and it was able to come out properly. So that's kind of how it works. It's fairly simple, not too difficult. So now we're just gonna put the new connector in, then we're gonna put everything back together, and hopefully there's no more leaks. All right guys, so I turned on the car twice. I waited a couple minutes, and I don't see any leaks, so I'm guessing that the connector issue is fixed. Hopefully I'll probably check it out in a couple days or so and see how it keeps going. So the power steering reservoir, I'm not gonna find out until a couple days from now probably, or when I push the car a little bit hard to see if it's if anything spews out or anything like that. The exhaust should be fine. The hanger's on there, so shouldn't be breaking anytime soon. Thank you guys for watching. Anyways, thank you for the support. If you have any comments or questions, put them down below, like and subscribe, and thank you guys.